Okay.
So we are hosting a course next Wednesday. Can you just introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, hi, my name is Garth Stinson. I'm the owner and founder of Training for Reality, specialising in conflict management training and specialist leadership management training, as well as crisis resilience testing and exercising. For this particular course, running it at the Dower House, beautiful Dower House Hotel at Woodhall Spa. And I've spent 33 years in the military police and then the civilian police, working in a range of specialist areas. I've worked in lots of hostile environments and hostile situations over the years, all around the world, and I'm using the skills and the expertise to specifically put on a course to keep women and girls safe, because unfortunately sexual harassment in public of women and girls is actually on the rise, and global figures show that over 90% of women and girls have experienced some form or some level of sexual harassment, and it's just not right, and I'm just like to do my bit for that.
Excellent. So who would you say should book onto this course?
Any women and girls. I've deliberately put an age limit of 12 and upwards, just because of some of the subject areas I talk about. And anybody under 18 should be accompanied by a legal guardian or an adult. But any women and girls should come on it because of the prevalence of what's happening. And especially now we're moving into the darker nights, the upcoming party season, even commuting to and from work, to and from school, going out with friends. This is just so important. And unfortunately, say women are a target of this. So it's really, really important. I can put men-only courses or mixed courses on, but for me the priority is women, because unfortunately the 99% of the offenders are men, and 100% of the people being sexually harassed are women.
Absolutely. So you're putting it on at the Dower House in Woodhall Spa in Lincolnshire, but isn't actually really safe around here.
It's fair to say Lincolnshire is much safer than a lot of the UK, which is fantastic. However, to think that this stuff doesn't happen in Lincolnshire is a complete fallacy. I policed this area for 9 years as a dog handler. I've got friends that still police it. I hear stories day in and day out. I've had over 20 testimonials just from ladies and girls in this area in the last few weeks, telling me some horror stories about being approached on Canal Pass when they were running, when they're walking home to work, when they're walking to their car at the car park. Wolf whistles, all the stuff that it was 1970s. It's not acceptable anymore. So yes, Lincolnshire is much safer, and that's great. However, this stuff is still happening here. A lot of it goes unreported for many complex reasons. I want ladies and girls to think that if something happens out here, there are less police here. That's just rural policing. It's more isolated. There is less CCTV. There is less street lighting. You're probably out in an area where you maybe got a long walk back to your car. Those are impact factors that are really important. So if it does happen here, albeit less likely, the impact could be greater, and your chances of getting any help definitely will be longer, and that is a major impact factor.
Absolutely. And obviously people that live locally, they go to university, they go off on holiday, they go down to London, don't they? So
yeah, great point, absolutely. So yeah, and this isn't really just about a male attacking you. You'll also pick up skills about just stop being a victim of crime, from phone theft, breaking down environmental factors like the weather as well. Darker, colder, icier roads. You don't want to break down in the middle of rural Lincolnshire, because it's the middle of nowhere. But I also run these courses in parts of the West Midlands and really built up urban areas. The principles are all the same. They all apply. Common sense, practical tips that will keep you safe.
So are you going to be teaching us self-defence skills then?
No, I deliberately, I'm qualified to do that, but I deliberately stay away from self-defence training. Any good self-defence trainer will tell you the first rule of self-defence is to not put yourself in that position in the first place. If you're going to do self-defence, and by all means I encourage you to do that sort of thing, it gives you false hope sometimes. You have to be practicing it all the time. You have to be good at it. Not all the techniques work. And if somebody is intent on attacking you, their action will 9 times out of 10 beat your reaction. So this is for the masses really. You want to plan ahead, use common sense practical crime prevention tips. I want people to be situational aware, so be able to read their environment, to spot things that are outside the normal. That gives you time and space to start thinking about what you're going to do and what your options are. It means you'll make more effective, safer decisions. And I also then teach the women and girls as to how to read body language, unconscious tells from offenders that might be getting ready to attack you. And again, that's from my days working covertly and having to do that myself, and having to be very aware of my surroundings as an undercover police officer, for want of a better phrase. So yeah, it's really important that we don't focus on getting into a confrontation. In fact, we want to avoid that. However, that said, at the end of the course I will talk about, if the situation gets to the stage where you have to defend yourself, what are the rules and the law around that, things like what type of things could you use. I don't want to encourage that, but I will finish the course off with a quick 10 minutes on that. But it's all about not putting yourself in that position in the first place.